So today I wanted to go over how to properly strip and retrieve the Spiral Spook fly to get it going side to side. There's a few things that'll really help you get the best out of this fly because it can be finicky to get it moving properly side to side. It does take some practice. It does take a little, some nuances to really get it to work properly. But when you do get that action, it really is worth the time and effort. Just to summarize everything that really makes a spook work well: keeping your rod tip down, touching the water, short, sharp strips where you're throwing the line straight down towards the ground, figuring out how long your strip needs to be before you let go so that it comes to a hard stop and the fly does one walk to the side. If your strips are too long, it's gonna walk and then come back, and it won't do either properly. So it's a short, sharp strip, goes to the side one time, and then again, and it comes back the other way. Figuring out how long that strip needs to be really makes a big difference. A couple other things: using monofilament or nylon leader and tippet. Fluorocarbon sinks, pulls the front of the fly down, and it's not going to work properly. And then another important thing is using a loop knot so that the fly can move freely to go side to side. Some of the first ones that I made, I designed them to where you had to strip them really fast to get that side to side, but I realized that's hard to do and fish would miss the fly if it's moving too fast. So now I've tried to redesign it to where you can really let it pause and then do a sharp strip and it'll turn, and then do another sharp strip and it'll come back. So that's kind of the idea behind it. As you can see, the 65mm one is quite a bit bigger than the 40mm, even though there's only a 25mm difference in the length. They increase exponentially in size as they go up. So while the little ones you can throw on a 4 or 5 weight, as you start getting to the 65mm, the 90mm, you really got to jump up in size and rod weight. So once I cast it out there, I like to do a couple quick strips to get it moving side to side. And then you can really slow it down as long as you've got nice still water and you're not having to mend your line or anything like that. You'll notice my rod tip is straight down, and all I'm moving is my wrist right here. And it's only that far. So again, I cast it out. So it really is a very short, you want there to be no slack in the line, rod tip touching the water or just under the surface. And I'm not moving my whole arm down, I'm just flicking my wrist. So what I want to do, throw my cast out, and you want to keep the line nice and taut. If you get any slack in your line, it's not going to move the fly properly. So you want to keep up with your fly. Right now it's in current, so it's drifting down towards me. So I'm keeping up with the fly, and then I start doing a short strip where I take the line and I throw it straight down. And I'm letting go after 2 or 3 inches. You really want to throw that line straight down. So I'm grabbing it and I'm letting go down here. So it's only actually moving 3 or 4 inches, but it's stopping really fast because I'm letting go. And that's the motion you really need to get it moving side to side. So again, just to give you an idea of the cadence, this is one of the bigger ones. So it's a little bit of a longer strip, but I'm still grabbing the line and kind of throwing it down with just my wrist. And if you're in current like I am right now, you kind of have to go faster to keep up with the fly, because if you get slack in the line, it won't be able to go side to side. You got to keep a nice straight line with your rod tip in the water to get it going side to side. So you don't have to go too fast, it just has to be an aggressive, almost a throw of the line. But if you keep your rod tip in the water and keep it straight, try to get it with a little bit of a pause, you can really get it going side to side. And you can see when the line gets away from me in this current and there's slack, the fly is not moving, and so I have to do several strips to catch up and then go back to the cadence. If you're in slack water, maybe over here a little bit, you can kind of let it sit a bit more between each strip. And as long as it's nice and sharp and you're letting go so it's coming to a sharp stop, it's still going to move side to side for you. Now if you're in current, especially if you're throwing a cross current or it's coming straight down at you, you really have to keep up with it to get it moving properly. And then it's just a matter of timing, because you still want the fly to move that 3 or 4 inches, but maybe you have to move the line a little bit more because it's drifting as you're stripping. So it's just kind of a nuanced thing when you're dealing with current. This fly really does work best when you're throwing into slack water or something like that, and not across moving water, so that you're not having to fight that. But it is possible, it just takes practice. So if you do all that stuff and you practice, you should be able to get it moving side to side. If you have issues with them, let me know. Reach out to me on Instagram, reach out to me at my email. I'll leave links down in the description, and you can get a hold of me and I'll help as best I can, or replace them if there's an issue with them. But overall, they should all work properly if you take the time to practice that strip, practice the cadence, and figure out just how long to strip your fly line.